and welcome to Trashy Trashy, where we take a dumpster dive on this week's garbage people and look at all the trashiest news stories. My name is Erica, and I am your host.
My name is Cassandra, and I'm your other host. Good morning, Los Angeles.
Morning, LA.
LA. We love it.
I mean, we love LA. No, truly.
We love LA.
You know what I don't love? And this, listen, I'll take my privilege hat, like my capital P privilege hat, like scarlet letter, but I have lived this week 37 plus hours without air conditioning.
Okay, hold on. I have to stop you in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
You think that your privilege is a scarlet letter on you, on yourself?
Isn't it? But it's the new scarlet
I'm
letter.
privileged, so now everyone looks at me like I'm a slut or whatever. The scarlet letter was. That's very funny. Yeah, that's not good, Erica. I don't know how you did that. I don't know how you did it. I don't know how your partner did it. I don't know how your animals did it. That's not good because we've been in a heat wave.
Triple digits.
Oh yeah, every day. Oh my God. Help. Okay. Anyways, keep going.
I know I'm a scream sneezer, but that sounded like you were a cartoon mouse.
Okay, so ever since I threw out scream sneezing, I can't live my life without being accused of scream sneezing if I sneeze any louder than my normal mouse-ish sneeze. I was on the phone with my mom and I sneezed and she's like, that sounded like a scream sneeze. That's not what she sounded like. I'm perhaps, editorializing to make myself sound better. But, and then Taylor was like, that's a scream sneeze. And I'm like, you guys, please.
Everybody's just walking around with a decibel counter, just waiting for you. If your nose starts to wrinkle, they're like,
like, whatever. Hey, I'm a public figure. I'm bound to make some enemies.
Okay, this is unrelated, but I recently stumbled on a new Reddit, which is the gang stalking Reddit. Are you familiar with this concept of gang stalking?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
All right. So we did a conspiracy theory episode a couple episodes back.
Yeah.
And one theory that permeates is that there is this thing called, and has the CIA probably done things like this? Yes. But there's this whole subreddit dedicated for people to discuss the fact that they think, so gang stalking is essentially group LARPing, but with the intent to harm. So like if you were going about your day and you're like, everyone is looking at me or secretly recording me or everything in my life is being orchestrated and I'm the only one, like basically you're Truman Showed, but the government or some entity is doing it to you. So they're like, oh, I was being filmed by 30 people on the way to the grocery store today. And, but it's people discussing what they think is happening to them. And some of it, you're like, this has to be the bit. Like people are making fun of them at this point. And then some people you're like, oh, this poor person, I want to help them so badly, like psychologically. It's truly one of the most unhinged places in the internet. And I just want them all to like separate from each other because I think they just feed into each other and it becomes this Ouroboros of like, oh, they made you, pay with a credit card to get onto the bus. They're tracking you, it's like, no, it's just how society works now.
Wait, so is it LARPing or is it
it's
paranoia?
It's paranoia. It's paranoia. Yeah.
Okay. I see. Okay. Very interesting. I couldn't see how your brain got there, but now I get it. Because you're thinking about people following me around with a decibel counter.
Yes, with the decibel counter to catch you scream sneezing. Yeah.
What a fucking life, man, to just, I mean, like, first of all, I'm thinking about like being so paranoid that the government's always watching you. I'm going to give everyone perhaps a dose of reality. They are. And not really who you need to worry about. It's these big corporations that are also watching you right now.
The government is almost too incompetent to do anything about it.
Yeah.
Yes, they're watching you.
If you're being like the image that's coming to my mind is like someone who's like very bulky and like strong in a tight fitting suit quickly walking down a hallway to follow you, and then the government is like this like kind of roundish person holding a bunch of papers, spilling their coffee, their pants are falling down, stumbling behind you as well.
Like the image like Boris Johnson gives off, like he's very smart. He always looks disheveled on purpose to make you think he's incompetent, but he's conniving. You know, they always have messy hair and his papers are all misheveled, but that's who you think. Like that's who you think. You know, that's what you're talking about. Yeah, somebody like Boris Johnson following you down the hallway, you're like, ooh. But if The Rock in a black suit's following you, like, okay,
that's
you should be
Facebook.
scared. Yeah, that's Facebook. Exactly.
Yeah. Babes.
Yeah.
Why are you trash?
Kaz, I'm so glad that you asked. And actually, for the first time on Trashy Trashy, we have a guest correspondent who,
What?
yeah, and we're breaking the norm, and we have a special guest correspondent, longtime fan, that's all that they are, is just a fan. Garrett Hondronastis is going to come on to the mic and tell a historical reason why I'm trash.
Okay. Hi,
So,
Garrett.
Welcome to the mic, Garrett.
Thank you. Yes, I'm so honored to be here and to tell such a lovely trashy story about my dearest Erica.
Okay.
So it's a historical trash. It was shortly after Erica moved to Los Angeles. She met some friends and I in Las Vegas. Showed up in fishnets. I believe she's done a trash story about this already, where she'd like had to pull over on the side of the road to pee and threw away her underwear when she got into the hotel room.
Nope, never heard that before. So I guess we got a double whammy there.
Yes, driving into Vegas. Also, I don't know if you've ever been in Erica's car before, but she's consistent to have anything you might need, like pots and pans, a microphone, really anything. But the trashy part.
See, I gang stalk part-time for a living, so I need to have
see.
props. Yeah.
Man, I know there's another story, but I am curious. Did you piss all over your panties? Like, why'd you have to throw them away?
Yes.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
There was a wind and the drying didn't, happen fully organically. And so there was a barrier that the underwear served between flesh and shore. It just,
All right.
they just had to go. They just had to go. Yeah.
But she didn't really announce it to anyone. We just walked into the bathroom and you see these like, also, I think she was severely dehydrated.
Oh my God.
But the
Girl,
trashy story
if
is
you're
we
gonna
go to,
throw away if you're gonna throw away underwear, do it in the lobby.
or maybe put it in like toilet tissue, especially because we had just walked into the hotel room. So the trashy story, the real trash, I didn't know it could get more trashy, but we'd gone to dinner that night. Erica's like in fishnets. She's like, this is very LA. Like, I want people to think I belong here. And I'm like, we're in Las Vegas. Everyone's transient here. What do you mean you want to look like you fit in here? So we're sitting next to these girls who were from Ohio.
Always.
Ohio, we're enjoying our dinner. Erica's making it all about her at dinner. She hears them say Ohio. Mind you, Erica was in a sorority in college and thought they said Kayo. Screams over to their table, I'm a Kayo. And they just look at us. And one girl looks back at us. Mind you, Erica and three guys are just sitting there. And she said, I said Ohio. Like, I hate it here. Can we please leave this dinner? That's my trashy Erica story. I didn't realize it was a two-parter. I thought she had told the part about pissing her panties.
No.
I think I had said I had stopped on the way to Vegas and peed on the side of the road. I guess I had omitted some of the details. Thank you so much, Garrett. Thank you so much.
That's fantastic.
No
Thank you,
follow-up
Garrett.
questions. Thank you for your service, Garrett. You are dismissed. Get off of here. No male voices on trashy right now.
You gotta be careful with those Ohio people. They do scare easy.
The Ohio State University. Ohio, they like trademark Ohio State University trademark the word like the, so they can be the Ohio State University.
People are getting too wild. These lawyers need something to do in Ohio.
The frailty.
Mhm,
Why
mhm.
are you trash, my dear?
So I was reviewing I just got new headshots kind of recently, so I had to put them up on all the acting sites. If you don't know this, actors are robbed blind simply to exist. You can't go on auditions if your agents can't submit you on these websites, and you can't be submitted on these websites unless you pay fucking $12 to $22 per photo. It's a crackpot. So every
It's a
time that you get new
racket.
every time you get new headshots, it's like truly like at minimum $1,000 endeavor. It's fucking insane. Tell you what, I'm in the wrong business. I should be fucking over actors rather than just being one. But catch me on a Walmart commercial. So like a lot of these sites will have different sections, like where you put your sizes, and a lot of them have some sort of special skills section. And there's always the joke of like actors, like putting things on their special skills that they don't really know how to do, but they'll figure they can figure it out if the time comes because they just want to make themselves more appealing. I have been known to do that in the past. However, I am, in my 30s now. I fear death more than ever before. And so I decided to kind of just like look over, see where are we at, things I found on my special skills. Trampoline?
Okay.
No, I don't even know what that means. I honest to God must have been 21. I've been like, yeah, I've been on a trampoline, and just put that on there. Even though, God, if someone brought me in being like, oh wow, like that plus size girl can do trampoline, cool, bring her ass in. And like all of a sudden I break my neck in an audition.
Right.
I had another one, jet skiing. Which, again, is me being like, oh yeah, I've been on a jet ski as a passenger. Never in my life have I driven a jet ski. Also, I'm pretty sure what I've been on is called a wave runner. There's a seat. Actual jet skis kind of operate more like those like segways. Standing. I can assure you I've never done that before. So I had to go and clean these up because I was like, I'm gonna find myself in a world of trouble. I did leave on bodybuilding though, because I was like, who cares?
Yeah, who cares?
Look, I could throw some weight.
I got one time called in like a last minute for a commercial. It was I believe it was like a featured extra. I was on a volleyball team. I don't play volleyball.
Yeah.
This is when I was like better shape, but I've never been tall. Doesn't matter how much I've weighed. I've never grown in height. But I'd put volleyball as because I was like, I was athletic. I played dodgeball very well, softball, but I guess I'd exaggerated my volleyball skills. I was like, I played at the family picnic. I'm pretty killer. Anyway, I got called in. My co-stars are all played in college. Some like training to be Olympians.
Oh shit.
It was as if the joke was, look at these 5'11" plus volleyball players who look like Mia Hamm. She's a soccer player.
She's an athlete. That's what
she's an athlete. I can't name one volleyball player. But look at these people. And then look at the joke we cast. But I wasn't supposed to be a joke. I was supposed to be an athlete. I'm like 5'7", and that's like when I told the government. It was you could see the director be like, but it was like day out, like they didn't have anybody else, and they were like, this is who I guess I don't know, stitch two shorts together. I don't know.
Put her in the back.
Put her in the back. Can you cut around her? No, because
passed to her.
We actually had to play a volleyball game, and they were like the Olympian, tryout. Basically, were like teaching me how to play on the fly. Like, you have to go here. It was, I mean, a check is a check, and it cash, baby. But it was humiliating.
Hey, but you nailed it right on the head.
Nailed it.
That shit still pays.
That pays, baby.
You gotta get money for it.
I've ever worked for that director again. Nope. Who cares?
Who
It paid the
fucking
bills.
cares?
The best thing I've ever put on my special skills, though, is good at apologizing. And
Is
if I
that
ever
an
got asked
option?
if I ever got asked about it, I say, "Oh, I'm so sorry you read that."
Funny.
And scene.
Very funny.
Yes. Let's get into our stories. Because we got a lot to talk about today.
How are you not so famous?
I know. Because that was a read. I mean, that was like Shakespeare. Like,
I'm
I'm-
so sorry.
I'm so sorry you read that. How did that make you feel? And then it's like we're in a new scene. Brilliant. I know.
Didn't
I
that
know.
feel good? Didn't that feel good? Hey, so speaking
of feeling good.
yeah, we're making money. Our first story comes to us from InsideTheMagic.net. Oof, that sounds like a Disney adult website if I'd ever heard one.
Mm-hmm.
Or is it anti-Disney adult?
Well, I think it's a Disney adult, and this is a Disney adult film star.
Okay, so yes, an adult film star was making explicit content and shuts down the Disney ride. Oh my God. You know, if it's not a rain delay, it's someone giving a blowjob.
Every time, I 1 week a year, I get to take my kid. I work all year. We have Disney Plus. We work down
Mhm.
and we take the kids to Disney World. We just want to go on. It's a small world. And I got to watch somebody giving a blowy. Well, we're in the room with all the multicolored little dolls singing.
I mean, people pay thousands to get their family all in there. Disneyland and Disney World are fucking expensive. If you don't know this, I'm telling you straight. And this is someone who gets this California resident discount. This place is a fucking fortune to go to. Everybody who you see who's like, oh man, they must go to Disneyland a lot. They have passes. It's the only way, or they're
Mhm.
millionaires.
Yes.
So is a ride at Disney World, Florida. This person was doing a TikTok video, which I didn't know you could do porn on TikTok, but she was under the sea on the under the sea journey of Little Mermaid, and she was getting what happened? Was she doing it on camera? Or she just was like, story time. I'm a fucking nightmare.
I can't see. The video's been taken down, so we don't know. She
Got it.
then has shared after that she was banned following the incident.
Was it fucking worth it? You know,
Was it worth it? Yeah.
What? Come on, you're at Disneyland.
It's go have a corn dog.
There's nothing that was funny, Erica. There's nothing sexual about Disneyland to me.
At all. No, but except for the Hall of Presidents, because Warren Van Buren, that man can get it.
Oh my.
I'm just kidding. All right. Speaking of can get it, and let's get into our next story.
Hot tip for me.
Yeah.
As someone who's getting married, and it's less than 6 months now, Erica. Oh my God.
From HuffPost.com, you can now create a pizza wedding registry with Domino's.
For the cheesiest couples, as a wedding guest, it can be tough to decide on a gift for the newlyweds that they'll actually use. But this one's a guaranteed winner, and it doesn't cost much dough. Oh, that's fun editorial. That's
Mhm.
fun. That's fun stuff.
Journalism school.
Mm-hmm.
So the wedding registry, couples can request the gift of pizza before, during, or after their big day. This may be the cheesiest wedding decision you'll ever make.
Tell you what, I don't want anyone to send me a Domino's pizza the day before my wedding. I don't even know if I'll be eating because I'll probably be so nervous. Day of my wedding, I'm paying thousands that day to keep people fed and liquored up. If you order a pizza, I might honestly get into physical altercation with you. But the next day, oh my God, perfect timing for a Domino's pizza. It's my number one hangover food.
Oh my goodness. I've never had pizza on the day of a wedding. I have had little nuggets, chicken nuggets midway through a day. Clutch.
Smart. It's really hard, like I feel like every bridal arena that I've been in, like as a bridesmaid or something, getting dressed, never enough food that day. Never.
No.
Always just a pallet of Costco croissants and a couple pieces of fruit, and they're like, "Good luck, girls."
Good luck, gals. And
and
you've been
champagne.
drinking since 11. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Just,
So
just a sip here, just a sip there, but those sips add up.
they, especially when you're not eating. I hope to break that cycle, but I can't make any promises because it's not going to be my day. Well, it is my day. It's not my day to choose food.
Before my sister's wedding, 45 minutes before the ceremony, a shit ton of little little chicken nuggets came in. And I
Right.
mean, it was like a game of hungry hippos. Like you just watched the plates. It was like a giant platter, and you just watched womp, 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 like a stop motion video. There
That's
was
fucking
a full
hilarious.
platter, half platter, quarter platter, all gone. Just devoured it like piranhas.
Shout out to Ashley Reardon. We had a little bit of a breakfast that morning, but I knew I needed more. I needed like a sandwich, and so I had Taylor bring one, and he brought a couple things for some people, and we tried to make Ashley eat, and she did her best. But there is I think a adrenaline thing that's happening where, like, she said on the day of her wedding that her husband looked at her and said, "This tastes like sand," like the food.
Oh.
The food was awesome at the wedding. So it's like, there's just, I think something that happens. There's too
Yeah.
much adrenaline, and you
Yeah.
can't taste food. You don't crave food.
Aw.
It's just too crazy. I don't know. I'll tell you guys all about it when it happens. I think
Yeah.
I might be fine. I might be eating just fine if I know me, but who knows? Who knows?
Who knows? Yeah. Speaking of who knows, but Sky Law is a different kind of law. And,
Absolutely.
it's above martial law even. It's crazy. So our next story comes to us from news3lv.com. Pilot threatens to turn plane around if passengers don't stop exchanging nudes.
How did it get so bad that he found out, you know?
That's
Or
like-
she.
or
Shame on me.
Shame.
Shame on me. Women can be pilots.
If you don't clean up your room, I'm going to tell your other parent. And it's like, all right, tell him. And it's like, no, I'm going to tell grandma or grandpa. And it's like, all right, tell him. It's like, no, where does the check stop? You know, like, who do you need to escalate to?
So this is Southwest Airlines pilot threatening to turn around and return to the gate because there was people sending unsolicited nudes to each other. They were just airdropping to each other. A hot tip, instead of turning the plane around, just turn off your airdrop. But also, why don't we just get the person, like, this sounds like it just got out of control. It sounds like there was multiple people who must have been doing it. If it's just one weirdo who won't stop sending nudes.
I mean, this is horrible. It would be a horrible violation of consent. I would hate to receive, but also so the TikTok user made a video of the announcement of the pilot, and but they just kind of filmed the top of heads. But I'm like, was there just like a group of like ASU hats sitting together? It's like, well, that's who's doing it. Like I really want to analyze the footage.
The flight was going to Cabo, so it's very possible.
It's possible, right?
Like, just
Like,
wait until you get to Cabo. You're
Yeah.
taking Southwest Airlines to Cabo. I don't even think that they serve booze to people on Southwest anymore. Just
they're too rowdy.
they're too rowdy. That's so crazy. So an incident took place where before the plane took off, a passenger received a nude. The passenger complained to the flight attendant, and then the flight attendant just kind of like narked right away. I mean, still, don't ever airdrop someone a nude picture. That is fucking disgusting. I've heard of that happening to friends of mine where they randomly get airdrops of penises on planes. This is an epidemic, to say the least, but good on this pilot to tell everyone, if you want to get to Cabo and show that shit off for real,
Mm-hmm.
you better knock it off.
Yeah. Just knock that shit off, man. Knock that shit off. Have you ever left your airdrop on in public and received anything unsolicited? I have got the warning that it's like I had my airdrop on in public without realizing it, and then somebody sent me a an airdrop, and it was something along the lines of like, "Ooh, you got your airdrop on in public, you gonna get caught." It was like I guess they airdrop it like it was a meme, a joke, but it was like this could have been a nude kind of thing. And I was like, oh, airdrop off.
Did you appreciate it or did it annoy you? Because that would just annoy me. I'd be like, okay, thanks. Like, fuck off.
Yeah, a little bit of both. But I also wanted, because I'm sure I read it and then looked up, and scanned my
Mhm.
eyes around. I want to know if I like locked eyes with anybody. I can't remember if I made like eye contact or if somebody was just like clocking who looks up. I'm like, did I give someone satisfaction that day of knowing that I read it? Yeah, anyway, whatever.
I used to work for a company, freelance writing. It was like a company that made apps for youths, teenagers. And like, like those kinds of apps that you get weird advertisements for, where it's an interactive sort of choose your own adventure. Like you can pretend like you're texting with a fake person, whatever kind of shit. And so I wrote one of those, which BTW, even though you think you're in control of choosing your own adventure, you aren't. But I was pitching one, and one of them was the meet cute of it all was that this person, this like really cute guy, like airdrops you like his phone number or something like that, or airdrops you at a coffee shop being like, hey, like I'm leaving, but like I had to talk to you, like, and then you have a conversation with this like stranger, and the airdrop was the meet cute, and everyone really liked that idea. But you know what? This was 2015. So 7 years ago, airdrop probably wasn't good meet cute. Now it's just a way to get an unsolicited dick on a Southwest flight.
Oh boy. Well, you know what else is a great way to get something unsolicited on a flight? Is just be really, really good looking.
Totally. And so, this woman, she was arrested for being so good looking.
From insider.com, a woman arrested at Las Vegas airport told officers it must be because she's so good looking. A 28-year-old woman was arrested last week after she was accused of skipping a restaurant tab, a police report obtained by local media said.
She said that the officers, she told 8 News Now in Las Vegas that the officers arrested her because they'd never seen anyone as good looking as her and accused them of harassing her. Yeah, that's what it was. You're just super, super hot. Not because you left the Chili's without paying your tab.
Of course it was a Chili's, babe. Of course.
Is at an airport? It's a Chili's.
Do you know the comedian that had his birthday at Chili's in the airport?
I do know that comedian.
Love that. Yeah. So there was this comedian, Moses Storm. He set his birthday to set place in an airport Chili's, and he sent out like a big Facebook event, and people like RSVP'd. So he filmed it, and he showed up he bought a cheap airport ticket, showed up to the airport Chili, and then the waitress he was like, oh, I'm expecting like 50 people. They RSVP'd my birthday on Facebook, and so nobody showed. It was
a big bit.
It was a bit.
This was a Chili's that you couldn't get into without an airport ticket.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think it went viral. He did what he wanted to do. He went viral.
Yes. And I think that's the day Facebook events died.
Truly. Yeah. So needless to say, this woman was belligerent with officers.
Yeah.
And all of the things that you would expect.
Yeah. Speaking of near belligerent, I went to a restaurant last night in Los Angeles. Bakari, wonderful place, like Mediterranean tapas with like American style food, fries, steak, all sorts of things. But one of the options that they have is a 90-minute open bar of beer and wine or liquors. And man, do they? Our waiter was also the one that was like, hey, here's your drink. And what do you want for the next one? Just in case the bar gets backed up. And I was like, great. But they don't start your timer until your first drink arrives. And I, like the little garbage person I am, when our first drink hit the table, I, under the table, hit start on a stopwatch. On my
How could you
phone.
have known? How could you have known that they were going to be honest with it? You have to
You
time
have
it
to.
yourself.
I just don't know. I was like, I just don't. I don't want to get in a situation where I'm speaking to the manager that I've been cut off after an hour 21 minutes and not given my full 1 hour and 30 minutes of unlimited beer and wine.
Sure.
But I just want to have proof if so. I mean, Cassandra, it's like an open air restaurant, like, and people
Mhm.
are said it super close to us, but the escalation, it was as if Garrett, who you heard on the mic, and we're in it was the Erica and Garrett players. Welcome to
God.
dinner theater. Thank you all for attending, buying a ticket to the show.
That's you being like, okay, ma'am, your time is up. Yeah, you like gave me 60 minutes. Right. You're cut off.
There is an asterisk that's like, we reserve the right to at any point say you're done.
Hilarious.
And the lights flickered at one point in dinner. It was as if we had an earthquake. Garrett like ripped the table. I'm telling on him now. I'm telling on him. He like ripped the table and was like, ah! And I was like, Garrett, you're gonna get us kicked out. You it was incredible. It was truly incredible. But they stuck to their word, and I even stuck in at a minute 28. I was like, can you bring us one last round of rosé? Did we need it? Absolutely not. But they honored their word and served us for a full 90 minutes. Bakari,
Belligerent.
amazing deal. Yeah. Huh? Great.
Babes.
Oh, yes.
It's quick in the podcast, but we have a lot to cover. So are you ready?
I've truly never been more ready.
It's time for the dumpster fire of the week.
Oh my God.
We could even consider this to be a dumpster dive because we're going to cover it's a long one, okay? But if you've been on TikTok or Instagram or the internet or just had your ears facing out a window, you may have heard that there's a lot of drama going on with the movie Don't Worry, Darling. This is a movie starring Florence Pugh and Harry Styles and directed by Olivia Wilde, but they're doing like film festivals and everything. And holy shit, there's a lot of drama, and we are addicted to it.
Truly.
We had to get our little raccoon paws in on this. So I guess we can just kind of break it down a little bit with a timeline.
Absolutely. It's kind of like three main parts. Yeah.
Yes. So part one, I suppose, would be that in 2020 that this movie was even happening. So this script has been on the blacklist for a couple of years. I read this script a few years ago. Like this was people were fighting over this script. People were very excited to get it. So when Olivia Wilde got it, she was coming off of just directing Booksmart, and everyone was like, that was so fucking good, whatever. And so she got the script, and she casts Florence Pugh, who is from Black Widow and from Midsummer, and you've seen Florence Pugh. She's big movie star.
Little Women.
Right. And she casts Shia LaBeouf, who we all know and have a complicated relationship with. And everyone's excited about it. This is a big deal, right?
Yeah.
Until all this shit about Shia LaBeouf comes out from his ex-girlfriend, musician FK Twigs, about how abusive he was and all this kind of, it's not good. It's pretty bad stuff. We don't have to get into the details of that. But Shia then allegedly got fired from this movie. Olivia Wilde came out and said that she fired Shia, and that her main priority was Florence Pugh's safety and everyone else's safety. And she has a quote, no asshole policy on her set. So she fires Shia LaBeouf, recasts with one of the biggest rock stars in the world, Harry Styles. An actor? We don't know. He's only been in like one or two movies, and like they're small parts, but He's
He
got a
had, I
big
believe,
part in this one.
An episode of iCarly or something. Wait,
Right.
yeah. Dunkirk. He had like 2 lines.
Yeah.
iCarly, and now Leading Man. It's
Yes.
everyone's progression. Yeah.
Of course, every actor experiences that. I'm going to be a lead the movie anytime now. So Florence, very active on the internet. She's promoting the shit out of like getting ready to start this movie. She was so excited. She's writing these things like, Olivia Wilde's one of my heroes. I can't wait. Blah, 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 blah. So that's the beginning, but then things start rumbling a little bit in the personal lives of our characters here.
Yes. Florence is very active. Miss Flo is very active on the social media. She posted heavily at the beginning. Towards the end, her social kind of painted a different picture. So there was a feud rumor between Olivia and Florence. It began to bubble. So Florence made an Instagram post at the end of filming and failed to mention Olivia, the director, in any capacity. She shared a selection of, behind the scenes photos in February 2021. She heaped praise on other crew members and their roles in Don't Worry, Darling with an incredibly lengthy caption. But again, completely omitted the director, Olivia Wilde. So she hasn't discussed it really in any capacity since. And this is, again, going to be a very big movie. And she's the lead. She's made one grid post that was I felt like the studio obligated me to post this. She shared a teaser trailer and it just had the caption, "Not everyone gets this opportunity, ... Not long now, ... Only in theater September 24th. # Don't Worry, Darling."
So if you dig deep on like what happened with this feud, turns out this is all alleged. Harry Styles comes on and Florence and Harry, who are playing husband and wife, develop a nice little relationship, nice little friendship, buddy, whatever the fuck it was, because they're playing husband and wife. And apparently, allegedly, Olivia Wilde gets a little jealous about this. Now, Olivia Wilde was engaged for like 7 years to Jason Sudeikis. They have kids together, 2 kids, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And that relationship breaks up. Jason Sudeikis plays Ted Lasso. He was on SNL for a long time. That relationship breaks up. And then she starts dating Harry Styles. Just a quick side note that has nothing to do with all of this, but Jason Sudeikis did serve her custody papers while she was on stage for some other film festival. He said that he didn't know when they were going to get served, but they got served to her while she was literally like on stage at a festival. It's fucking gnarly, just dirty drama. The director and Harry Styles are dating.
And allegedly when prior to this moment, Jason and the kids would show up, and from what I've heard, allegedly the set would have to act as if everyone, cast crew, would have to act as if Harry and Olivia are not just fucking all over the place. And it created a very like lie for me tension amongst everyone.
Yeah, so basically there's just been some issues where a lot of people are saying like, oh, Florence is mad because the director was distracted with her fucking little new relationship with Harry Styles, that she wasn't directing the movie. And people said that Florence had to step up and take a lot more active roles and whatever, which sounds a little crazy, but fine. So now fast forward to now, we're in 2022. Right?
Yeah.
The trailer comes out, and in the trailer there's a quick shot of Harry Styles going down on Florence Pugh, and every pseudo feminist fucking Instagram account all of a sudden is like, yes, female pleasure or whatever. And Olivia Wilde's like, I show female pleasure and blah, blah, blah. Like she's fucking eating it up. She's like, I'm a feminist. I showed this in my trailer, blah, 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 blah. If you break down what the movie's about, this is actually super fucked up, but I won't get into that. But Florence Pugh doesn't seem to be comfortable with all this.
Yeah, she's kind of fought back at the discomfort with the hypersexualization of the movie and the promotion of the movie, kind of, just saying when it boils down to just these, like, just your sex scenes. She told Harper's Bazaar, when it's reduced to your sex scenes or to watch the most famous man in the world go down on someone, it's not why we do it. It's not why I'm in the industry.
Yeah. So basically, I didn't join this movie so that this trailer could come out and that be all what it's about. And like, so then since then, a lot of these like big hyper feminists or whatever, like pseudo feminist Instagrams are like, oh, LOL, just kidding. We didn't know. And like everyone is backtracking. Everyone is backtracking because they're like, oh, fuck, we didn't realize. So that's fueling this Florence and Olivia drama, not to mention the fact that like a bunch of them were on like a cover on multiple covers of a magazine, and Florence posted everyone's cover on her story except Olivia's. Like, this shit is fucking obvious that they hate each other. And also, Shia LaBeouf is trying to rehab his image because he's been sober now for over 2 years. And Olivia is still claiming, blah, blah, blah. I fired him. Shia LaBeouf. Oh, yeah. That's when she does an interview with Variety and says, yeah, I fired him. No asshole policy. And Shia LaBeouf is like, okay, I can't do this anymore because you're fucking like ruining my career. Like beyond what, the FK Twigs things happened. And I'm so sorry about that. And I'm not claiming that any of that stuff was true, but at the same time, like, I'm not in a position to deny it because everyone knows I'm a belligerent alcoholic, like blah, blah, blah. He's like, but you didn't fire me from this fucking movie. Yeah. And he comes with receipts. He's got emails, text messages, emails, a video of Olivia Wilde begging him to not quit the movie. He quit the movie by himself because they weren't allowing enough rehearsal time to what he felt like he needed. He's like, I can't do it. Like, you're not letting me rehearse enough. So I'm going to quit the movie. She's begging him. And in this video, she refers to Florence as Miss Flo, as in Miss Flo maybe needs to have a reality check or something like that, and blaming Florence for why Shia wants to quit. It's not good.
Not good look. After she's made this whole very adamant, multiple public statements. Again, Olivia Wilde, socialite turned actress director. Her parents have a long time relationship with Variety. So for her to have come out in this publication with these statements multiple times, have a cover story about this, huge.
Yes. So now you're getting caught up to this last weekend at the Venice Film Festival premiere. This movie premiered at this specific festival. Everyone is begging Florence to go, apparently. Like, Florence doesn't want to go at all. She doesn't want to go to the premiere. She doesn't fucking care. Her PR people, everyone is begging her to go. She finally agrees to do the carpet. But no interviews. I think she does like one. So she shows up looking bomb. Everyone else who's in the movie is there.
Yes. I mean, insanely gorgeous. She's a shorter legged person, and as am I. And my God, I was like, you can make short legs work. Like, you have to look at the photos. She's stunning. So so again, she was like, oh, she can't attend the Q&As and all these things being held, that the press conferences, because she's filming Dune 2 in Budapest. And so she's like,
she's the star of the movie. And they're coming up with this shit. Yeah.
She's like, and Olivia's like, I know how disruptive it is to have, an actor gone for even just one day. So we're so grateful she can be here for any of this, So this is happening. Meanwhile, everyone arrives to the Venice Film Festivals in water taxis. It's incredible. Like, if you watch any of the footage, it's just truly incredible. So the press conferences is happening. She arrives before that press conference is even done filming, and purple Valentino, like just head to toe, like a bandana print purple Valentino with an Aperol spritz in hand, not a goddamn care in the world, waltzing in while they're claiming she can't make it due to filming in Budapest.
Hilarious.
It's incredible.
Like she ain't filming. So they're on the carpet. They do the carpet. Like Florence and Olivia are on completely opposite sides of the group of people. Olivia and Harry also are not like really interacting at all.
At all.
So we don't know if their relationship is still happening. You got Chris Pine, you got Nick Kroll, like you got all these other people who are in this movie who are fantastic.
Yeah, you got it. I'm sorry. Yeah. Gemma Chan. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So then there's the movie plays or whatever, and Harry, I don't know where the fuck they were, but they were in the theater. And this is like probably the biggest thing that certainly you must have heard of, where there's footage. First of all, Harry Styles and Nick Kroll kiss, which is like whatever, cool, I guess. And then like Harry returns to his seat, which is next to Chris Pine, and when Chris Pine's sitting on the other side,
Between him and Olivia.
Yeah, between him and Olivia Wilde. And as he's sitting down, it looks like, to the entire internet, it looks like Harry Styles spits on Chris Pine. You see Harry look like he's spitting. Chris stops clapping, looks down to where the spit allegedly landed, kind of like makes a face of, okay, he fucking spit on me. Olivia Wilde is like, okay. And still, like, it looks, for all intents and purposes, people are swearing up and down, he didn't spit on him, he didn't spit. Chris just dropped his glasses, blah, blah. Dude, too much of it lines up to look exactly like he spit on him. I don't care what people are saying.
Chris Pine's publicist put out a statement the next day that said that's absolutely absurd. It didn't happen. Their footage at different angles has been surfacing. Slow-mo, I've zoomed in. My theory is that the Queen died because she didn't want another war between the US and Britain to happen because of this.
That must be what it was.
I can't live through another one of these. I can't go. It's brutal. It's brutal. My new theory is that there's some inside joke between, something happened and it's some inside cheeky joke between Chris and Harry. And Chris, how grown men will play like tag,
Sure.
but for years or something. Maybe that's just the plot of a movie, there's something where it's like, oh, you got me in public, but I can't get you back. But we both know you got me good, but I can't do anything back because we're in front of all these people. But damn, you got me good. I think something like that happened, and Chris couldn't retaliate.
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, maybe. Who knows?
I don't think Harry's upset at Chris. I think Chris is like the neutral. I just show up and do my fucking job. I'm a nice guy. I'm a professional. I am the aunt keeping this family together.
I didn't ask for this. I know. I feel so bad for like the supporting cast, like the Gemma Chan, the Nick Krolls, and the Chris Pines of it all, who like
did you
are
see
just
Nick
like,
Kroll's
okay,
TikTok.
I sent it to you.
Oh, you did.
Yeah, Nick Kroll and Gemma Chan I think are in a limo and driving through a crowd of people being like, this is what it's like to just be supporting characters in the movie. All these people are like looking in their limo and then looking out disappointed when they realize that's not Harry Styles.
They're like not us, not him, not Harry, not Chris, not Olivia, not Florence. They're just waving and they're like, not the ones you want.
Yeah, sorry. So, I mean, some other just kind of like side notes about this is that there was an interview. They were doing press at the Venice Film Festival, and Harry Styles just like, his description of the movie is, I like this because it feels like a movie, like a real movie, the kind that like you get up and go to the theater to see a movie. So that's his review on the film he's in, is it feels like a movie.
Meanwhile, Chris Pine is just sitting there, straight face, like looks like he's disassociating.
he truly looks like he's leaving his body for a moment and will return when Harry Styles is done talking about how the movie feels like a movie.
Feels like a movie.
Current Rotten Tomato score is 42% as of this recording. It was 36% yesterday, so I guess it's doing better. Look, I don't know. I mean, this script was, they were fighting over it because it was going to be like, people thought it was going to be an Oscar contender. That's how good this script was. Again, like I said, I read it a long time ago. It's fucking sick. But we're just going to have to see if all this drama off screen translated on screen to a point where the movie is no longer good. Also, like, who made the decision to cast maybe Harry Styles is a good actor. I don't know. But like, Shia LaBeouf, I don't want to justify because he's got a lot of problems. He's working on himself, whatever. I don't want to sound like I'm defending him. Shia LaBeouf is a fantastic actor. So it's an interesting choice. Like his casting, and Florence Pugh has won an Oscar ? Nominee. Either way, she's good at acting as well. Two
BAFTA winner for sure.
And she's been nominated for an Academy Award. Okay. I knew there's something in there, but this is just, it's been dominating drama. We just changed ourselves into a pop culture podcast essentially for this, but we had to talk about it.
It's so incredibly, and like Florence hasn't said anything directly.
Nope.
Absolute nothing.
Nope.
But she had somebody asked her she answered one question on the red carpet and she's like, I think it's something along the line, I'm paraphrasing, something along the lines, I think it's beautiful when women can say no on camera and off camera.
Yeah.
Everything she's done has been very veiled. She said nothing directly. She has absolutely won the PR war. And Olivia, time after time, has come out as a liar. Unfortunately, like, she has blown up her reputation over this.
I know. It's kind
so
of a
sad.
bummer.
It's a bummer.
Yeah, like Booksmart is fucking awesome. Like, and Olivia Wilde has been doing all kinds of things to kind of, talk about equality. Like she hosted this thing a long time. I think this was her. So if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm sorry. But I think she was one of the people who hosted this live stage reading of the movie American Pie. But all the male roles were read by females and vice versa. And then the male actors talked about how it felt afterwards because they realized that all of the male characters were the ones that had the good lines. And like, she's been trying to do all these kinds of things. So for this all to blow up seemingly because she wanted to date Harry Styles. Yeah. I mean, I guess it's deeper than that because she was blaming Florence for Shia LaBeouf quitting, even though that wasn't Florence's fault. But like, either way, like this is thrashing her reputation, her PR team. All they keep doing is telling her, they must be, because all she does is praise Florence and talk about how great it is. And also talk about like how, the media is going to blow this up and do blah, 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 blah. Like she's really sticking strong to like everything you guys are like theorizing about is just theory. And what you're talking about isn't real. I think she's hoping that the movie speaks for itself.
Yeah.
Because look, I mean, there's male directors out there who have horrible reputations as horrible people and they never stop working.
Director dating their star, that's never happened in the male dominated world.
Yeah, like it's very very common. So we'll see how this goes. I mean, I certainly don't feel like I'm rooting for Olivia Wilde, but I do feel bad that if prominent female directors reputation is being blown the fuck up. Now, before we jump off of this subject, just a quick question. Do you think all of this PR is a stunt to promote the movie?
It's too well done. No, it would be the most brilliant. And Olivia would be putting so much on the line. Like her reputation is truly damaged. Like, no.
That's true. Yeah. Okay. I think I agree with you. I think it's a little too messy and there's too many players involved that you can't control. Like Olivia Wilde, I think can be controlled by her PR team and is. Florence, I think a little bit can, but also like that's all she's doing is not saying shit. So her elusiveness is
Mhm.
more is like the most effective PR that she could possibly do rather than getting involved in the meat of it.
Mhm.
And like the Shia LaBeouf thing, like he's like his PR team probably doesn't even exist at this point, like
No, it's
so
him
he's
fighting for like I'm fighting for my fucking
yeah,
life
he's
out
fighting
there.
for his
Like,
fucking life. And then
yeah.
there's been things talking about how Harry Styles is a rock star, not an actor. So he's not easy to control either. Like rock stars PR teams, musicians PR teams operate differently than actors PR teams. So
Yeah.
I think there's just it feels way too messy to be calculated, especially when it's all coming at the expense of potentially Olivia Wilde's directing career.
Yeah, that's the issue. It's
So crazy shit, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna see the fuck out of this movie. I would have without all this.
Mhm.
Because again, like the script is great, but I just don't look at Olivia Wilde the same. Like she's in the movie, and I'm like, ugh, yeah.
My thing is my favorite little like was the spit. That was killing me. But now my favorite little moment from all this is so the video of Olivia trying to coax Shia back into the video. She calls her Miss Flo. Well, Olivia's stylist captioned a photo of her from the film festival, Miss Flo.
Florence's stylist.
Florence's stylist.
Not
Mhm.
not Olivia's stylist.
Oh, I'm sorry, Florence's stylist.
Olivia's not acknowledging that
No.
video at all.
Absolutely
She's
not.
pretending like that. She's putting her fingers in her ears and saying la la la.
La, 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 la.
I didn't record that while I was driving.
Yeah, no, after riding my horse. But then if you zoom in and look at more of her glam team, all of their shirts say Miss Flo.
Oh yeah, Florence is fucking in it. Like she's very internet savvy, and so
Yes.
while she is not saying anything in interviews about this, she is saying more than enough
Mhm.
online, calling herself Miss Flo, buying her glam team Miss Flo t-shirts, and just really like taking back that nickname that Olivia gave her while she was trying to drag her through the mud to get Shia LaBeouf back on the movie. Like she's like, okay. And everyone on the internet is
Yeah.
like Miss Flo, Miss Flo, Miss Flo.
Yeah.
So, you take making lemonade, real expensive, good lemonade out of lemons.
Truly, it's like the modern speak softly but carry a big stick. Like she truly is that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are you hoarding? Let's get these
Yes.
people out of here.
Let's get them on their way. Yes,
Mhm.
absolutely. I'm hoarding a 90-minute open bar. If done right,
Of course.
it's a delight, it's a challenge, and it's a boundary. It's all of those things. It's like, okay, here's your limit time-wise, but also physically.
Sure.
It's a challenge. Like what? Well, I got to make my money's worth, like a cost of one drink versus
How much was it?
$30.
Are you shitting me?
And one glass of wine
That's 2 cocktails.
was
That's 2 glasses of
$10.
wine.
Yeah. $10 to $15 was one glass of wine. So I said, absolutely. Even if we just had 3 at max, it would have been worth it. Yeah. Bakari sponsor me. I'll be your ambassador. Anyway, loved it.
Let me ask you something. Is it Bakari or Barkari?
I think it's I'm dumb. Probably Barkari. I don't know. I'm not
Who
good.
knows?
Who knows?
I've
Once I'm
seen
the
it in
ambassador.
Glendale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once I'm the ambassador, I'll know for sure. For sure.
Sure.
Yeah. But yeah. And it's just a goddamn delight. It's just a goddamn delight. So yeah. A 90-minute
it's-
open bar. Brilliant concept.
What's interesting about that too is that because most of us only encounter open bars when we go to weddings, but when you're
Mhm.
encountering an open bar at a wedding, you're also like dancing and there's like other
Mhm.
shit going on. You weren't dancing. I mean, this was this is like the bottomless mimosas, but of the night.
Sitting. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Dinner. Yeah. Anyway, what are you hoarding?
I'm hoarding sometimes like when we don't like want to commit to a show, or something at night. Taylor and I will put on these YouTube videos. The channel is called TED Ed. It's sponsored by the people who bring you the TED Talks, but the TED Ed videos on YouTube, they're like 5 minutes long, and they all have different subjects of like, why don't humans have fur like animals do? Or why do we dream? Or why do we cry? Or just little kind of who's its and what's its, the history, the evolution of marriage, like things like that. Just quick little 5-minute animated things that kind of just explain things to you. I love them. It's just a cute way to pass like some time. And so we were watching them yesterday, and we've hit them before, but yeah, if you're just like bored and you don't really like want to commit to something on like Hulu or Netflix, just pop on YouTube, look up a TED Ed video, and kill 15 minutes, whatever you want to do.
Love that.
Yeah. What are you throwing out?
Yeah, the thing I'm throwing out in the year of our Lord 2022 is just being a billionaire bootlicker on social media, LinkedIn, Twitter, anywhere, any billionaire. I don't care if they've, been the queen for however long they were or whatever it is. Like, just billionaires are not gonna like pick me, Twitter, for billionaire and royalty. They're not gonna see this. They're not gonna go, oh, that's one of the good poors. Let me pluck them up and help. Like, they don't need you defending them. That they have all their money to keep them comfort. It's totally fine. It drives me insane. Anyway,
we got an email at my company being like, because we have the offices in London and Australia and stuff, and they were like, our deepest sympathies to the royal family in their time of pain. And I'm like, do you think Harry fucking works here? Like, why are you sending out a company-wide email about
to them? Look, they're not going to see this.
They're not going to see this. We don't. You're talking about the Queen, yeah. You're talking about the
pointedly,
yeah. Look, we don't live in the UK, so obviously it's not going to hit us the same, and we just kind of don't get it the same. But I don't know why. I've like, I have to be careful. I don't want people to like come at me and think that I'm a fucking asshole by being like, I kind of just don't care. Like, she was 96. It's very sad. But look what she represents. Nope, Cassandra, stop it. Enough. That's enough.
I'm sorry. I just can't stand royalty. It's just should not exist. Like, we're good.
No, well, come
God
on.
did not make
we can't lose our English listeners or our royal loving listeners. We just have to let it go. This is a comedy podcast, not an opinion podcast. Whatever. Our sympathies.
You're right. But can I just say that September 8th, 2022 will be one of the greatest days on Twitter maybe in history. Like, hit after hit after hit. Like, it was truly like if the writer's room of life could have been picked from Twitter yesterday, like, it was truly one of the greatest days of life. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. Well, thank you so much. And where can the people find you, Cassandra?
Don't you want to know what I'm throwing out?
Yes, I'm so sorry.
Don't you want to know? It affects you.
Cassandra, what are you throwing out?
This damn heat wave.
Hell yeah.
God, fucking damn it. Like, it has been so hot in LA. It's just 2 weeks now. 2 weeks where like I'm taking my dog out at 6:30 in the morning and it's already 87 degrees. Like, I can't take this dog to the dog park. She's a puppy. I can't take her to the dog park. I can't take her on like walks longer than like a half a mile because it's too fucking hot. People are getting sick, getting nauseous and yucked out because they're like walking in and out of this is okay. This is how people in Arizona live. That's not my problem. That's your choice for living in Arizona. I don't live like this. It's been fucking terrible. It ends, I think it goes back to normal next week. Thank goodness. Yeah. But dude, fuck this.
It's Yeah. Southern California isn't supposed to be this hot.
Global warming is coming at us and coming at us quick. All right. Now, where can the people find you?
So sorry. They can find me at Iconic Erica Curry on Instagram and at Scaly Gal on Twitter. Where can they find you?
You can find me at Cass Cardenas on Instagram and Twitter. Find this podcast at Trashy Trashy Podcast on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. You can email us at trashytrashypodcast at gmail.com. You can find our website at trashytrashypodcast.com. And leave us 5-star review. It really helps us out and means a lot to us, and we love it. Send us an email. Tell us why you're trash. We love it when you guys send us stories. We just love interaction, and we love doing this for you.
We love corrections. Listen, we get it. Sometimes we record late at night, early in the morning. My brain doesn't function. You just got to talk. And then sometimes you hear it in the edit and you go, damn, I said the wrong thing.
You know what? I heard our Rhythm Nation movie that we talked about last week that we were thinking about creating has the same exact ending as Mars Attacks. We had no idea. We had no idea that we were both subliminally just describing Mars Attacks.
Yes.
By the time it was over. So these are things that we need to know because we are imperfect. Isn't that the whole point of this podcast, that we and everyone in Florida are imperfect?
Can you imagine if we'd gone to studios with our Rhythm Nation movie and then just got laughed out of Hollywood for repitching Mars Attacks in
Said,
2022?
Are you guys fucking stupid? Have you never heard of Jack Nicholson, Natalie Portman, Jack Black? Who else is in that movie? A lot of really big people in that movie, actually.
Yeah,
like huge people in that movie.
Yeah. Well, it's time for me to reboot my script, Queen Ralph. You know what the plot of King Ralph was? The royal family all takes a photo and they all accidentally get electrocuted, and then this John Goodman's character is like a distant relative, and he's the only one.
Wow.
So he gets promoted to king because they're all going to take a photograph. Something happens. And so he's like just some, schlub in America. And they're like, you're the king now because of. So
kind of feels like Mr. Deeds.
I'm not familiar with the Deeds franchises.
You don't know Mr. Deeds is Adam
Mr.
Sandler?
Bean?
No, Adam Sandler. He's got like some distant uncle who like dies and leaves him like millions of dollars and all. Winona Ryder. Look, we could do this all day. We love you, baby trash cans. We'll take this.
Gotta get out of here.
Glenn Close, Pierce Brosnan, also in Mars Attacks. Danny DeVito.
Hey, Cass.
Jack Nicholson plays 2 parts.
He's Eddie Murphying it. He's Mike Myersing it.
He plays the president and like some like sleazy gambler. It was like how he agreed to do the movies. He wanted to do both. We have to stop.
Yes.
What's going on, girl?
Hey, garbage.
You stay garbage, girl.
I will. Bye-bye.
Bye.